Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm coming to you today from the bedroom of my son because I want to remind myself and remind you of just what this whole thing is about regarding the state of the black union. And I want to talk about the real story. I watched with interest the 2008 State of the Black Union by Tavis Smiley. And I especially listened to see if there was going to be some solutions that were viable presented for the prodigal male and female of America. And so before I go into my analysis of it, I want to first give you a definition so you will understand what I'm talking about when I use the word union, and why I think that the state of the black union does not exist. And that should be the first thing we do. Form a union. In the dictionary, Merriam-Webster defines union as oneness, an act or instance of uniting or joining two or more things into one. So if that is the definition of union, and we clearly see in our communities that we are not united in any respect other than the fact that we have the same skin color, there is no such thing as a black union. And so to help you to further understand why I'm going to suggest a different objective or a different course of action than what they talked about, I want to give you a principle that I'm basing my thinking on. Jesus told a story in the Bible about two men who built homes. One of the men built his house on sand. And he said that if you build your house on sand, that when the winds came and the rain came and the storms came, that the house would be blown away because of the foundation upon which it's built. The other man built his house on a solid foundation, on solid earth, if you will. And when the winds came and the storms came, his house stood. Why? Because of the foundation upon which his home was built. So you will notice in this story that each of them were building, but one was building upon a foundation that was weak at best and shifting and always reforming, and the other one was built upon a foundation that you can continue to build upon. And so, brothers and sisters, they were both building is the key that you need to understand this. So the question is, we are building, but what foundation are we building on? What foundation did Tavis Smiley and those people on that stage tell us to build upon is the real question. In other words, what is the foundation of our thinking? Now this is important, brothers and sisters, because whatever the foundation your thinking is based on will provide the strength of your plans and the likelihood of your success. So we watch Jesse Jackson, who has yet to understand that freedom and equality and justice are the same thing. He still thinks that we are free but not equal, not knowing that freedom and equality are synonyms. You can't be free and not equal, neither can you be equal and not free. They both work hand in hand. And then we had Michael Eric Dyson, whose entire mind is locked in the endless cycle of nursery rhymes and white supremacy. This is somebody, brothers and sisters, who berates Bill Cosby for not challenging white supremacy, but he himself works from one university to another university. He has jobs teaching the foundation of white supremacy. But he has the nerve to berate Bill Cosby for not denouncing something he's helping to build. So whether you wind up listening to Cosby or listening to Dyson, you're going to end up in the same thing, because both of their thinking is based in the philosophy of white supremacy. And so we're going to find that 100 years from now, our children and grandchildren will still be looking for the first black this and the first black that, and marching for votes and jobs, marching for equality. It's because, brothers and and sisters, the foundation of their thinking is white supremacy. And white supremacy dictates black inferiority. So each of them had a laundry list of ills with black America. They were all eloquent in stating the obvious of our ills. But yet they turn right around and tell us to do one or two things. One, keep doing more of the same. And two, get new blood in the White House. Now, I want to let you know, brothers and sisters, in the book, and you got to get the book, The Devil's Advocate, because we address that slick thinking that keeps us locked in white supremacy. So no matter what they tell you to do, it all boils down to you going right back to the foundation of white supremacy that got you in 40 years after Martin Luther King, still marching for the same thing he marched for. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Because from the vantage point of the citizens of this present world, there are basically 5 types of black leaders. And I want to read to you their types. One type, he's the leader who verbally admits that submission to white supremacy is the best course of action for the slaves. Thus, he overtly works to ensure its survival. Then there's the number 2 type. This type of black leader verbally denounces white supremacy while covertly and sometimes overtly works to ensure its survival. This is the marcher who never challenges anything for real except incidents. Then there's the socially and financially integrated slave-descendant that thinks his or her success is the result of white supremacy rather than in spite of it. And the 4th type is the deceased leader whose philosophy of freedom has been hijacked to serve the cause of white supremacy. And the 5th type of leader is the leader who looks inward and sees the face of God in himself and in the people. This leader is the Moses type, because he's saying that God has already infused in you all that you need. You need not look up or down to someone else. Look within and get it. The other, and this is why they cannot accept that leader. The other leader is dead, and they have reformulated his philosophy to serve the purposes of white supremacy, and then they give it to their hand-picked leaders. So why can't Barack Obama address issues specific to the prodigal male and female in America? The civil rights people and the preachers tell us, and they want us to believe that it's in our best interest, because he don't represent black America, nor does he represent white America. He represents all of America. Brothers and sisters, that sounds real good on the surface. But don't you notice that while he can't seem to find his way to a symposium where predominantly black people are involved, he can't find his way to that one. But he has no problem finding his way to symposiums and forums and campaign meetings to where predominantly white folks are present. Why is that the case, brothers and sisters? And if what's good for white America is also good for black America, and what's good for black America is also good for white America, there's an easy test. Why don't we address issues specific to black America, and then white America will benefit? Why is it that we always got to get on the back end of the boat? We can't even talk about what our issues are. We got to talk about their issues and hope that their issues have some semblance to trickle down to us and we get some benefit from it. This national agenda, I got my hands on it, has been out since 2000 regarding the issues that will address all of America. It just happened to come from predominantly black people. Why are none of these so-called black leaders talking about this national agenda? Why are they hiding everything under the rug and won't even address, they're scared to even say black. They're scared to even say it. The foundation of their thinking is white supremacy.